All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Track Feedback. It is Wednesday, the 27th of July. Looks like we got Matt Schultz, Sheppers, John Madison, Sheppers, Matt Schultz, and John. There's my stream up. Okay, what am I doing? Turn my headphones up, got my phone off. So good news is we got the tracks in for our House Volume 1 compilation. I think it's going to be 14 tracks right now. And we're going to use album cover number 6, which is the green and white one that I kind of thought was going to be the right one. And it looks like that's been getting a lot of good feedback. So that's, where is number 6 exactly? This one. Whoa, it looks almost like the back of a person's lower back and their butt, but it's a building. And the cool thing is that this space above has tons of area for the name of the artists on here. And it's kind of a nice blue color. Looks like warm weather. I don't know. We're going to go with that one. Also mainly because we just got to make a decision and move forward. And thank you to everybody who sent in your artist bios, the questions, the answers, the little get to know you things, and the photos. Still need a couple more of those, but it's nice to get the ones we have. And we are listening right now to my track that I submitted. Anyone got audio? Yeah, I got audio on playback. DJ Waters coming in. Cool. And my brain is somewhere nearby. I'll probably find it soon. Anybody else have trouble changing gears between activities sometimes? Like what? All right, so not a ton of tracks in today. I hope I got everybody. I got Genie's newest one. We got a Mindbender, Ben Hunt, Danettes, the usual characters. Congratulations to Ben Hunt for a little release out today on the album, on the label When Disco Goes Wrong. And all right, let's jump in and check out what's happening with, you know what? I don't know if Genie's here yet, so I like to start with people who are actually on the stream. So we're going to jump straight into Sheppers. Kick it off properly. Here we go. 140 coming at you. And changelog was adjusting the layering, putting the different visiting sounds into their own space. And a little bit of EQing, a little transitions, some automation. Good. Good changelog. Paravers, you're here. Hey, Genie. Good. This is cool. Sheppers, this has like an up and down kind of feel. Turn up my headphones. Yeah, that's dirty. Oh, and congratulations to John, also AFL, for the track The Feels, which is out now. And DJ Waters, Fuck the System, out now. Okay, what is that little sound in the gap right here? At what, minute 20? There's a little quiet inner bass line that I think could be louder in the gap. Hey, Ben is here. All right. And Max is here. Yes. Yeah, that little inner voice bassline thing is cool in that gap. The top end sounds really nice and clear, and I like the balance of the lows, the power of the kick drum compared to the mid-range detail. Everything about that synth is so good. Good. Now it's nice and loud. Good, good, good. isn't clicky too. This is great. Michael, the frequency balance is really good. Everything sounds easy to listen to in the whole tonal area. Okay, I want to go back. Check out the phase scope. We're going to go from kind of a hard mono sound, which is probably from the kick drum being in mono and also the kick drum being loud, which makes the spectrum look very mono. But watch what happens in this transition. Watch what happens with the stereo field. The phase scope gets kind of like an egg. As the effect comes in, the stereo width expands. I think that's kind of cool. One more time, I want to go through that transition. That sound is cool. Mr. Melvis. It's like dirty sounds, but a clean mix put together. I really like the feel of the rhythm. Something that sounds new in this version is it feels more like an uptick, like dunka, 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 that makes it feel super bouncy right in this part because of the mix of the percussion. Those transition effects are amazing. Those sounds are cool. The little plinky ones. Bink, bink, bink. This is interesting. Wait, what was that? It was like like a little glitch kind of thing. Okay. I feel the stereo image just getting wider with these effects. Let's just run it back and check in mono for curiosity right here. And mono. And stereo. Into the ending. You're getting some claps on this one. I liked it last time. I didn't expect it to get dramatically better, and then it did. This update is awesome. The rhythm feels more interesting with the upbeat thing. The stereo image is wider. The high frequency sounds, there's more ear candy and transitions. That's what it sounds like when you drop your ice cream and then a car drives over it. Wow. All right, put that up for mastering. That is done. It comes in so clean and solid, and then it just gets wider and better. I like starting off with beats like that. Very, very detailed too, right? All the little like traveling sounds that are like little high frequency ones. Good shit, man. Nice job. Really nice work on that. Big D. Big D. Maybe we should call Mixotexture Records like Big D Records. And When Everything Felt Like Magic, version 2. Let's hear what that sounded like. The 3-second trick intro. Okay, I'm pushing up the broadcast level. I like the feel of that kick drum. So right off, I'm thinking, how are the kick and the bass line fitting together? So far, so good. Very, like, passionate, like that swell, like whoosh. That melody could be a little louder. The big sweeping synth pad is a little too loud compared to the drums and the melody. So the kick drum feels like it's in the right place, definitely. The low end feels proportionate to itself. The synth pad is a little loud, and the high frequency drums and melody need to come up a little bit. So basically it's like heavy in the mid range, I'm feeling. Yeah, the shuffle on those hi-hats is good. And the pauses, like that dramatic, like whoosh. I like that reverse crash a lot. That could be a little bit louder in the high end. Let me go up with the high end EQ here. This is a place where that really brings out like the air layer on top of the beat. Like, here's EQ flat. And boost. And a good way to tell if you need EQ is like when you put the high shelf EQ on the whole track, if it sounds like more details and nothing sharp or ear piercing, like if you get a nice feeling from a high shelf EQ on the whole mix, then probably you could adjust your basic mix. And there's stuff in there that's gonna just sound good with more high end on it. Or just louder, like the drums could maybe just be louder. DJ Waters, yep. Drums up a bit, hats down a tad. I don't agree with the hats coming down, but snare drum up for sure. Yeah, I mean, you could just start by taking the synth down, melody up louder, snare drum up, and see how that makes a track feel. Like, I want it to feel closer, you know? It feels kind of like the drums are a bit far away, and I'm like coming through a cloud of synth to get to the drums. Basically done. Yeah, the choice of sounds is great. The structure, the form, the flow is really good. It's like epic and traveling. Hold on. Is that a new sound at the end here? That sound with the vibrato on it? That's a good sound, and it's too close to the end. Oh no, oh no, oh no. 1, 2, do. Boom. It's too short because I like it and I want more, and it actually sounded like it ended a few bars too short. And I think it would benefit from a mix out. Not like a mix out like, oh, it's a DJ mixing out the record, but kind of a longer fade out where the whole thing continues. The reason is, so this one new sound came in around here that has like a that sound. That was a cool sound, and it got introduced here, but it's too close to the ending. So I would like to hear that sound finish its own phrase for like another centimeter of SoundCloud waveform, and then go into the basic loop of something like these layers at the beginning, And for this for this specific track, I would cut the drums and fade out so that we have that synth pad as the last sound, like the bass and the synth, and that epic sweeping cymbal to like release off into space, kind of, instead of just cutting off at the end and having it stop. So we need an ending, and I think you have the dramatic ingredients to definitely make that happen in a really cool way. So do that. If we could launch off the end of this waveform and like land up in the tree somehow, like if the SoundCloud waveform went just a little bit farther to the right and then we ended up in the tree. That gives it those higher plucking string sounds. Yeah. All right, what are you calling this? A patch violoncello sound? You guys are talking about the sounds. So I missed a couple of comments when I was looking at the SoundCloud tree image. Oh, Shepherds, good tip on the outros from your track. The outros tend to be a distorted big reverb send return channel. So you basically put a sound into the reverb, have the reverb return effect be the last thing you hear, and let that fade out. Yeah, Jeannie, take some creative space and make an ending that feels good to you. This track could easily be 4 minutes and a little bit beyond 4 minutes. Because when we're in that dreamy space and it feels like magic, you don't want it to come to an end right away. You want to be really like, okay, I'll let the track end and finally let go of it. And then it'll be done. So a couple mixed notes, song structure, just more of what we like, and make an ending, and that's going to be done. And I'm curious, are you putting together an EP or an album? Climb the tree. Because your tracks always have such a vibe, and they all clearly come from the same world of sound, so it would be really good to have an album of these, or at least an EP. And now, final Rev 6, Melvis and Mindbender. Let's see what these updates are. Whoa. Okay, I hear a little key, a little sound that sounds like the digital distortion of a USB interface when you have a grounding problem of an audio cable into your headphone output jack. Oh no. You guys hear that? I wonder if I could find that on the spectrum. Okay, I'll ignore that for a second. That snare is awesome. Could that have possibly been guitar amp distortion in the, not distortion, but digital interference in the guitar amp that got mic'd? If that's the case, what you do is put a gate on that guitar track and just cut out the amp noise. Where are we? Down tempo. So the changelog is balance on the piano, bring up the guitars quite a bit. So maybe we're hearing some guitar amp noise that's louder that wasn't there before. Some new ear candy. All right, this track is sounding beautiful. Matt Schultz, the title is Rev 6. It's check in Discord. I'm not sure how many versions of Final it's been. I like the guitar level. That's nice and crisp right there. And notice that guitar is, in electronic music, usually around 2,000 or 2.5K is a really good place for guitars to live. Vocals great. Oh, Matt, good point. Could be Ableton's Echo device, but it really sounded like a digital data interference, not like an analog warm buzz to me. This is a good moment. That was a nice pause. Kind of a softer sweep sound. Let's listen to the transition sound. That was like a really soft cymbal crash, and before it there was this squiggly ear candy thing. And
You're no good for me.
vocal sounds great. I like that reverb on there.
You're no good for me.
Total Fender Strat sound.
You're no good for me.
Stereo claps. Man, I'm in the groove with this track. And the rhythm is really cool. That sound too. Oh shit, John, you gotta take off. All right, see you later, man. Congratulations on the feels.
You're no good for me.
The overall groove has this really like bubbling percussion, right? Like ticka 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 ticka. That's a combination of elements. I like the simple lyrics too. It's a really simple message, so it's repetitive, but it's not too much.
You're no good for me. I'm no good for you.
I like everything about this except for that little bit of noise that was noticeable at the beginning. Like right now, I don't notice it at all, or if it's even there, so it's like no problem. I like those guitar plucks. Down, 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 down. Little pentatonic scales in there. Down, 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 down. Where we at 110 BPM, loving it. Oh, the bass breakdown right here, perfect.
You're no good for me. You're no good for me.
Great synth sweeps in there. This makes me want to sit down on a big couch and put my feet up.
I'm no good for you.
Oh, that vocal delay is great. And there's that little sound that's the rhythmic bubbling thing. Ticka, 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 ticka. It sounds amazing. Personally, I would cut that cymbal at the end. I like the fade down and everything getting released, and I don't really need a marker at that point. Do, 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 do. So tiny detail, that's what I would do. That doesn't really matter. This opening static, because it sounds like the exact frequency of an electronic grounding loop of digital static. Like, that sounds exactly like USB interface static when you have audio cables making a grounding problem and a digital cable. That's what it sounds like. So whatever you can do to get rid of that opening static thing, that has to happen. And then the track is done. Really, really good track. So big claps, Mindbender and Mr. Melvis putting out some amazing work. And it's really nice to hear. Unless your name is DJ Waters. And then it's too slow. All right, Ben Hunt working on the crest of a wave. Got EQ flat here. Let's get the stereo up. Cool sound to open it up with. I like that clap reverb. It's a big reverb and it's clearly gated. Big and then gets out of the way. That sounds really good. Right, decreased the reverb time, dialed back the distortion on the breakdown, added some dynamic EQ around 900 hertz. Love it. Big impact too. I think we're gonna be done on this one. It's feeling the D. Kick drum is nice and solid too. Kick and the bass are right in there. Good stereo field. Those sounds are cool. That little middle sound. It's like little frogs or something. Beep, beep, beep. Good effects right there.
We are unified and on one accord. Because together we got power. When we are together, we got power.
That vocal sounds so good right now. It's totally easy to listen to. You get every word. Nothing's too loud.
Gospel and rhythm and blues and jazz. All those are just labels. We know that music is music. All of our people got a soul. All of us are one people, singing our music, popping our finger, and doing our thing. Let's give ourselves a great round of applause.
And the effects are awesome. Really nice work on that. The whole mid-range just hangs together. The bleepy sounds are cutting through way better, yeah. I guess today we're just gonna hang out and listen to great tracks because these are all sounding, these are sounding done. All those drops have such a nice impact. There's the Ben Hunt flanger coming in. That's good to have a characteristic sound that shows up in a lot of your tracks. Create some variation in that section so it doesn't get repetitive. Breakdown is way better and cleaner, yeah. What did you say about the breakdown and the changelog? Dialed back the distortion and the breakdown. Okay, yeah, that's why. I like that sweep. And coming in for a landing on the ending. I'm not sure what exactly dropped out, but it sounds more simple and like the wind down in a really natural way. Love a flange. And this one has a cool mid-range thing of like 16th notes with a synth. Perfect. And coming to the outro here. So Jeannie, this is sort of a model of what I'm imagining your track to be like, where you just peel back layers, let it keep rolling in the same groove, and strip it down to some simple element to take it to the ending. Very smooth release. Ben, amazing, man. You're cranking them out. That one is ready for mastering for sure. I don't have a single comment. Did I have a single comment? I don't think so. That was just smooth all the way through. I just had a couple things to point out that sounded really good that you fixed since the first version. And I'm just curious, Ben, I don't know if you know, when was the date of the first version on this? I've never asked that question before. Aha, July 9th. Oh my God. Version 1 was only July 9th, and now it's the 27th. That's great. So less than a month and getting it up to that level. That is super cool, man. Super cool. Getting it done quick. Who are you? Danettes. Another new one. Oh, this is who I am. I guess that's the answer. Okay, here we go. Wait. A little bit of analog crackle in the Danettes system. That sounds like analog fuzz of system fuzz. It can be kind of pleasant, very consistent, and not like that glitchy digital, like, you know. Let me push up the broadcast level just a little bit. Okay, we're in the intro. I like the bass line groove. Wait, I like this bass line groove. When that new sound comes in, I'm not sure about that sound. I want to see where it goes. It was like, eh. This groove is awesome. That new sound, filters opening up. Okay, we could use a little bit of a transition thing getting to happen before the hi-hat comes in. I figure you'll probably add that because this is an early version. Hold on a second here. I'm getting like the main bass line is just like doop doo 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 doo. And that one little buzz sound is sticking up. So I'm hearing the bass line like it's on the note A, and that little scratchy sound comes in on the D. That note, the texture of it is too buzzy and distracts from the groove of the bass line, and also the pitch. I don't think that note is even necessary. I think you could cut out that whole do 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 burn. I don't think it's making it better. I cut out that note. All right, let's see where the track goes, because I want this track to be amazing. At the very least, I would filter down the high frequency off that one scratchy note and make it feel like it's part of the bass line and not like a super buzzy thing that's way up high. is too loud. And riser coming up. So the drum mix in the part right before here needs to get balanced out a little bit. That one of those sounds is like a bunch louder. Matt Schultz, low cut the buzzy stuff a little more. Yeah, something like that. Right here. Oh, it's so much better without that sound. Okay, please get the high frequency buzz off of that other bass note. I think it'll work. I mean, what do you guys think? Am I on point with that one? Because that's how I'm feeling it. Yeah, Ian, the happy vibe, totally, man. The vibe is great. Like that's. I like the percussion layers. I can hear a new layer coming in right there. The snare taps. All right, nice moment right here with the delay, cutting out the voice and sample thing, leaving it with the bass and beats. This sounds really good. Classic Danettes staccato sample chops. Feels like we've been a while with the beat cranking. We could use maybe a breakdown a little sooner. Aha, that explains it. Now the bass line is getting real resonant and buzzy, and the whole bass line is getting buzzy. So this part right here, now it sounds like one bass line of one sound with a rhythm. That makes sense to me. Earlier, the tone was so different on that one note, it sounded like separated and I didn't quite get it. So the solution is when that second bass note comes in, to filter it down and have it be like the same, have the whole bass line have the same filter settings and overall tone throughout, and then it'll like feel like one bass line. Yeah, man. Crank it right here. The mix is really good for a version 1. Let me check the change log on here. Doing that. Okay, a new one early on the mix down. First step at arranging. Question mark, new percussion or anything? Honestly, I think this is one of the best song forms we've heard from a version 1. Before we get to the ending, I want to just check here. So here's 2 minutes and 15, right? Doom, doom. Another Danettes banger. I want to just check, where do we get any gaps or dropouts? Like, so 330, that's excellent that you cut out the mid-range loops and gave us a kind of a dub space of bass and drums with effects. That was really nice to have a rest from the mid-range repetition. Then it comes back in here. And here's where that baseline filter starts to open up and get more resonant. So I'm feeling like this whole section is just a little bit long without having the kick drum drop out or a breakdown or something. Could you take this baseline part where the filter gets really wet and squelchy? Can you do that a little sooner? Because that was really cool. And that got going, and then all of a sudden we hit a breakdown and it stopped. So what I would do is go like around 420, around 418. Get that filter opened up and the resonance high so the bass line gets super wet and squelchy like earlier. And then the last 30 seconds of this portion will have like the bass line filter is going to be like the main character. And possibly fade down the vocal sample here so the bass line filter is not competing against the vocal. Because here when the bass line gets, when that synth gets squelchy, those filter resonant peaks are going to be competing against the vocal thing. So maybe like give those two sounds their own region, like fade down the vocal at like 415, get the bass line taking over as like the main element, like the main character in the track out until 430. So we have like kind of in the high mid section, we're taking turns of like which character is big and loud. First it's the vocal, then it's that bassline filter sweep, then the vocal comes back and they're not clashing together. Hope that helps. Total Danettes sound right here. Up and down staccato samples. And the groove. What are you guys talking about? Chickpea salad? Sounds delicious. And maybe you could EQ that vocal somewhere around 1.5K to just bring it down a little bit. I love this, the feel of the Danettes vibe is so obvious right here. Bow, 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 bow. All right. I want to hear this bass line come in one more time. And now that I know what the bass line is going to do, boom, boom. Right here, it's so simple and grooving though. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, that sound is too loud compared to the other bass line, and the frequency is too high compared to the other bass line. So I wasn't quite sure how it's going to fit with the rhythm. And then over here, this is awesome. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. So that's going to be critical because that's an opening part of the track, and that opening sound is like, it just comes in too loud and too high frequency. So dial down the low pass filter on there, check the volume a little bit, get it so that the bass line always feels like it's coming from one tonal center. And that's the only thing you really have to do for this track. At the end of 4 minutes at this section, if you want to do something with the song structure to kind of make more space for the bass line filter, ramp the vocal down, I think that would help, but that's kind of like my creative overlay that doesn't have to happen. So give that another mix and let's see it back on Saturday. And it's playable now. You know, you could put it on and it sounds like music. It doesn't have fatal errors, but it could be a lot better. And I'm not reading the comments right now. All right. I don't think Tice is here yet. Taib is not here yet. But do we have some Matt Schultz? And this hypnotizing character who's giving us black and white forms to distract your brain. So let's see what's happening with the Hope remix from Tice. And by the way, I want to point this out. So Tice was asking me about possibly putting out an album of remixes on the Mixotexture record label from people in the group, because a lot of people are making cool tracks that other people in the group start remixing, like we're doing with Grown Out of Minimal. And I think that's an awesome idea. We are still at the baby steps of making a label with a couple compilations every 2 months sticking to the plan. I'm happy we're on schedule for that, and the quality is definitely up top, which is the most important thing. Going forward, maybe even before the end of the year, I'm totally open to putting out people's collections of music, like Paraverse or, Ben Hunt or something like that, or whoever is doing, or DJ Waters, of course, or Shepherds at 140 BPM. Whoever's doing a whole bunch of tracks that all stick together, Matt and the Dub Techno, I would be totally down with having releases that are like a specific track with remixes or something like that. And of course, I'll need help with, as usual, graphics, video, promotion, that kind of thing. So if you want to give me I want you to give me some feedback on that. Do you think it's a good idea if we start doing monthly releases, focusing on spotlighting on different artists? Because it'll show off, number one, the artist, number two, the community making their remixes, and then number three, the whole interaction of the community. And hopefully I can even take some of these remixes, do live streams, show the multi-track mix, do some production techniques, and show the back-end picture of how the compilation came together, or the album or something. I think that'd be exciting. Give me some comments, please, so I can steer this bus. And thank you for listening to me, blah, blah, blah. EQ flat, stereo wide. Here comes Matt. I love that atmosphere right away. Oh, Oliver, I was just thinking of you. You have a ton of tracks that I think the world needs to hear. So if we could put out some of yours and maybe have some remixes. I mean, pretty much everybody here on the chat right now, I would totally do a compilation of remixes from your tracks. The chords, the bass boom. I would like the dry vocal a little bit louder. The effects were good, but the voice could be just a little more out front. Thanks for the comments. Max in for the OSP remix. Me too, man. Those tracks always give me imagination of remixes. Let me check the changelog on here. Okay, so this is an updated mix and minor arrangement tweaks. Okay, I think those are the bass booms. Tice had a comment, the deep kick and the breakdown is not what he would do, but I like it. Okay, I see your comment. You didn't have the dry vocal. Well, it still works, it's still there. In that case, I would just put the whole vocal stem up a little bit louder. Wait, what was that, a little glitch in there? What was that? I like that transition. It was like good scratchy percussion. Really simple. Tons of space in the mix. Only a few elements, and you can hear each one like a totally pure sound. Kick drum, sub, chords, atmosphere, percussion. And the rhythm is cool. And it has that kind of peaceful character of a lot of the dub techno vibes. Is like smooth flow. I don't know, man. I'm thinking this one is done too. Shepherds, can we take down a little bit of the mid-range on the chords? 500, 600 hertz. Let's see if the chords come back. I'll play with that. So I got the EQ around 500 and I'm gonna peak and dip here. Let me go back to where the chords are all the time. That's boosting that like middle thing. Yeah, I would check the that chord thing and see if there's a little bit 620. Somewhere from 450 up to 650. Maybe you could do like one or two little dips to take down some of that like that kind of boxy, raspy part of the chords. Again, not a fatal error, but a detail that could help a little bit. And let's take it out to the ending. Great atmosphere and vibe. Simple and effective, totally. Oh, I like this ending a lot. Slightly moving. That's cool. I like that transition too, like. All right, Matt, beautiful job. This is playable. This is done. This is ready for mastering. If your mastering engineer wants to dip out 600, you know, whatever could happen. Let me just hit a couple comments. Paraverse, I am working on an album, doing a monthly single release schedule, then going to compile them all later. Okay, let me know. We are here, and we would love to put out your music as a group and show off the work you did and how it has developed. So that's an opportunity. Cucumber Melon, cool. Matt, 5 atmospheric pad layers plus 3 more derived from the chord reverbs. You definitely built the space. That's funny. I would have guessed it's like one synth. It just sounds simple. It's like easy to listen to and simple, but it has complexity in there, which is great sound design. Oliver, shaker and the rhythmic delay is so good. Yeah. Where did that... This like... Chicka. And behind it, there's like a triplet delay. Dot. It's funny, the more I listen to it, the more complicated stuff there is going on to make a simple dub techno track. Take these days off from your regular life to inquire really deeply and find the answer to the question, who is DJ Waters? All right, Matt, big claps on that. I hope Tice likes it, and let us know if we're going to be doing, if we can help you do a project with that Hope track and some remixes or something. And again, compliment, Matt Schultz, every track I think he's ever brought into the group, version 1 is like, that sounds like music, that sounds done. How can we help a little bit? And then we have minor mix notes, but they've all had that. Every track comes in at like 90% done, which is great. Okay, let's get hypnotized. Got EQ back to flat. Oh, yes. I'm going to leave my master fader right here and see what happens. That sounds amazing. All right, good. It dropped in loud, but not too loud. I'll take it down just a little bit. I want to just go through this build again. This static is super cool. It's like gang, 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 gang. And that distortion and the filter moving. Totally burnt sound. Yeah, Oliver, I have a bad feeling about this. Big crushing. Yeah, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, man. The galloping horse sound. Ba-da-dum, 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 ba-da-dum. The energy of this one is totally working for me. Good blend with the vocals. They jump out at you, but they're not
bass.
They're balanced. Like each one is loud, but together they're the same loud. That makes sense. Oh, flanged erosion. Go, Matt. Yes. Ah, wait, without me talking. That was cool. I think you could use a double time hi-hat. There's a little like hi-hat roll, like, but for the whole tempo of the track, I feel like it could use like a fast, like double time hi-hat. Kind of like that one. Yeah, that at 250, that hi-hat. I would like that to keep going. Vocal inserts. What the fuck? All right, how did you do that? Let's go through this bass boom. This is totally bass lover music. Listen to what this sound does. It grows and like takes over your brain. Right here. Okay, Ian, no more hi-hats. I hear you. All right. I concede. That bass break was amazing.
Drop the bass.
Yes. Ooh.
Drop the bass.
What is the cowboy pad? I don't know what that means.
Drop the bass. Drop the bass.
Yes.
Bass.
Oh, that sound is cool. With a crackle on there? Like... Dude, the sound design in this track is amazing. Wait. DJ Waters, there's like 0 time to talk because there's always something happening. That vocal is cool. Ian, I see your comment that says, I've got a bit of EQ to do on this. I'm curious what you think needs to be EQ'd because I don't hear a lot that's sticking out as rough. Like, this melody, maybe. And that wouldn't even be an EQ issue because it's such a simple sound. Maybe just a volume issue. Cowboy sound around 5 minutes. Oh, you're talking about the whistle sound like the Ennio Morricone movie? Yeah, the vocal chops are great. Ian, I don't actually hear like, I didn't notice anything that was like an EQ problem. I guess some of the vocals could get blended a little bit differently.
Drop the bass.
The overall master curve is that nice long straight diagonal line that like you see in a lot of psytrance. Yes. Okay, so the word hypnotized. 5K, 6K. Maybe the hypnotized could have a couple of the S frequencies come down a tiny bit. That's like a detail. That ending is awesome. So hats and percussion need doing a bit still. Okay, well, do what you want to do with it. It's playable right now, and the low end is amazing, and especially this character is like taking me to bass church right now. With that pitch drift, it's like... And then the Waters mayhem kicks in right after that. Super enjoyable, super great, tight ass mix, a lot of layers, and it all sounds good. So I wish I had more feedback for you, but I don't, because all I can talk about is hi-hats. Super clean. All right, good job, man, for that. So what's the story? You said it started as part of a live set or something, and now it's a track? Does that mean you made it just to fill in during a DJ set or something? I'm kind of curious. It sounds really good. So Diviner Remix version 2. Is this from Growing Out of Minimal, Diviner's Sage? How about I'll play it first and then check the changelog? Pretty smart, huh? Okay, new version, change the bass pattern. Does it flow better? And different little reverb, blah, 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 okay. Okay, yeah, last week, Ian, that was just bass line and kick drums. Now we have all the vocal decorations and everything, so it's coming along. That'll be done soon. That's gonna be a great track. This track, Tice. I like the bass line, I like the bass pattern. I do feel that the low end is like way up compared to the mids and everything, so we might EQ this in a second. The vibe is great. Yeah, Oliver, I agree. I think the kick. Let me do my famous trick of taking down the low shelf EQ and raising the volume. Here's the cut. So that's about minus 3 dB on the low shelf at 60 hertz. And it still feels like a nice heavy deep track with just more mid-range and highs. Kind of Matt Schultz territory, right? I definitely like the bass line in this one. I don't even remember the bass line last time. This sounds great. Oh, Oliver, that's a good point for Tice. Go to your master channel, add a 3 dB boost with a low shelf EQ on your master channel so that whatever else you create sounds right to you, and then you export it and bypass the EQ. So you export a mix that does not have such a big low end. Yeah, great vibes. Perfect flow. Feels kind of like the original. It's like deep and like, I don't know, deep and dark. I like the cymbals. And it's 9 minutes long, right? I would totally put this on in the car just when driving and like go a little too fast. Okay, there's a melody line that came in here that's a little bit buried behind the chords. At 350. That little melody line is a little bit underneath the chords. Kind of a frequency masking thing. Right here it sounds good. You can hear it much better when those chords drop out. Good stereo field in these things. I would try to compress that layer a bit and get them all at a more even level and then be able to use the makeup gain to get that sound a little bit above the chords. This part's cool. Nice and abstract. Do we hear a reverb on the drums with no drums? That's interesting. I definitely like the bass line. It's like doo 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 doo. All right, we're at 5.5 minutes. I'm totally in it. Comfortable, not getting bored. Never did this before. Okay, I'm gonna record that. I wanted to speed it up and see what it sounds like in a minute. First off, this track is great. So the only thing I have a comment on is that the kick drum and the low end are a bunch bigger than they need to be. So those need to come down in the pre-master. You could fix that with mastering. It's possible, but it's better to adapt to learning how to make a mix that sounds balanced, or this one sounds tilted, the new word from last week, when the mix is tilted just too much in the low end. I'm gonna put the EQ back up to flat. Here's the original mix. I hear that new clap coming in around 7 minutes, which is cool. Let's skip out. It's interesting how you can hear the reverb return when the dry drums are gone. That's kind of a cool effect. I'm not sure if that was on purpose, but I like it. Never did this before. Oh shit, I got my voice on there. Whoa. This is for DJ Waters. What would it sound like at 150? Never did this before. That still has a vibe. All right. I feel like I kind of shouldn't do that. I don't want to go breaking people's music on live broadcast. Getting filthy. So Tice, that track sounds amazing. Let us know later on in the comments or something about your monitor setup, studio setup. I think we might have even asked about this before, to just be aware that when you're producing with whatever studio time you have to like make a mental adjustment and think to yourself, okay, if it sounds good to me right now, that probably means the bass is too big. I'll take the low end down a little bit, make a test mix, and throw that out there and see how that sounds. And one technical mix note was at this part where the bleepy, like the ping melody came in, it has a little bit of a conflict with the chords, but then later in the track, the melody is so clear that it's okay. And I think that melody ping could get a touch of compression to level out the volume of the notes so they're all coming out at like the same, pressure level. Then you'll be able to adjust the overall volume of that channel up and down and have it come through. Not squashing the attack. So kind of a quick attack time, like 20 or 30 milliseconds on the attack time of the compressor. So you keep like the transient on the front, but then you get all those transients at the same level. Hey, here's a question. Who wants to go deep on compression? Because after I finish the EQ course, I'm thinking of building a compression course that'll really show you like all the different sounds in the mix. What is the compression strategy? Using some sounds that have too much dynamic range and then compressing them to make them sound and feel right, including vocals. So let me know in replay land or in the comments right now if you're interested in learning more about how to use technical compression in your mixing. Let me know how much I should spend time building lessons on that, because I like making lessons and I can do it. We can do live streams. I can take some of your sessions and show what I do with compression in your session. Or if nobody gives a shit, we'll do something else with sound design or something like that. And Tice, get some claps. Making a 9.5-minute track and keeping it interesting is not easy. So that's a really good job to make a track that flows and sounds cool, stays true to the original version of the Diviner, Sage of the Diviners or Diviner Sage, and adds something interesting that's unique that sounds good. So that'll be good to hear. Yeah, Jeannie, we should really go up to 220 to be sure, but can't have it every time. And Taye, mix 3 version 2. Let's see what we're doing here. Shepherds, yes. Okay, thank you for that. It's nice to just get some steering, because I always feel like I have a lot of options and I want to know which is the right option to spend time on, because I want to do everything. Right at this minute, I feel the same thing where the low end is a little bigger than it needs to be, but let's see what else comes in the track. Yes. I think I missed this one in feedback last week because this track is in for the compilation now. Undefined user 3845. To get tracks in for feedback, you need to join our track feedback crew on Discord. You can sign up version via Patreon. I'll show you the link right now. And we would love to have you in. It's a subscription. Basically, go to patreon.com/mixatexture. Join us. Become one of us. And you can submit tracks, and we do reviews twice a week, possibly 3 times a week when we get more people in here. And then you can get in on Discord, which looks like this. Let me put the Discord link in the YouTube comments. Oh, Ben, thank you for the comment. Yeah, this track sounds great. I think we reviewed this on Sunday. Oh, duh. I have the Discord link in the show notes already. Not the Patreon link. So yeah, and since we're at the end and we've heard this track and gotten it kind of through the process, I'll just chat a little bit about what's going on. Ian, thank you. Undefined. It's good value and you'll learn so much. My favorite thing about track feedback is seeing all you people comment for each other, so that when you come in and submit a track, it's not just me talking about your track. It's all these other people saying how they feel, what they like, what they don't like, and they don't hold back. They're going to tell you the truth in a nice way for the purpose of helping you make your track better. So we don't have any kind of troll shit going on in here. It's all just like totally focused on what is the best thing for that track. So even if you have music if you're hearing music that you don't produce that style, like, liquid drum and bass or whatever, you can still listen to it and comment, what do you hear in your speakers? What do you hear in your room? What's your perception of it for the first time? Because everybody knows when you're producing, you hear it a million times. You get sick of it, you get tired of it, you can't tell if it's fresh anymore, you can't tell if it's boring. And sometimes just having fresh ears tell you how the flow goes really helps a lot. And inside Discord, we have mono check right here. Inside Discord, we have channels for the different genres. So when you want to get feedback on down-tempo, electronica, hardstyle, hip-hop, house, we don't have a lot of hip-hop and trap in here. We got a lot of house, techno, psytrance, acid, breaks, dub techno, everything else. You can submit your track in the genre where you want feedback, and then you know that the people commenting are in the same headspace about how would I play this as a DJ? What do I expect the track to do versus what does it actually do? And you can get some really nice comments and support on your music. So sign up. We are in mono right now, coming back to stereo. Let me push up the master level a little bit. I'm gonna rewind for the Shepherd's mono check. That's stereo and mono. Matt Schultz in stereo, in stereo, in stereo, in stereo, in stereo, in stereo, in stereo. All right, that's gonna be it for track feedback today. Stop. Shepherds, the bass stabs can be a little bit quieter in stereo, but that's a minor detail. Interesting observation. I didn't notice that. Yeah, great sounding track. So it's 1:20. We got done just a little bit earlier than usual today because we didn't have tons of tracks, which is nice for me because after about an hour and 45 minutes, sometimes I get a little bit tired. And I'm open, so we got some interesting possibilities coming up. We could possibly add a third day of track feedback and do it like Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's one option. Option 2 that I'm playing with, after I finish the EQ course, I might start a compression course and take the sidechaining class and just totally build it out to have a lot more lessons. Right now, the course on how to sidechain your bass line is basically a specific compression lesson on how to get your bass line to sound good with your kick drum. This is a hands-on lesson, by the way, that you download as an Ableton project, and you go through activities to dial down your threshold, change your makeup gain, look at the sidechain compressor settings. And that's a cool course by itself, but I would like to expand this one with more session lessons. So we do kick drum compression, vocal compression, instrument compression. How do you know if your drums or something need compression? And what are the different kinds of settings you use to solve those problems to get a mix that feels natural and sounds good and doesn't have that sense of being squashed to death? Because compression by itself doesn't automatically mean it's good. Like, sometimes compressing stuff too much is like, it sounds all flat and dead. Oliver, little background pad gets lost in mono, but I guess it's even better. I'm not sure which background pad. Like, those ear candies are awesome. Max is at the pool, en plein air. Mr. Melva, it's great to hang out. Yeah, man, really nice work with the tracks. Send us some more of those sunset photos or sunrise photos. So anyway, back on track. Courses.mixatexture.com is my website where I host these online classes where you can download projects and build tracks inside Live, or you do lessons with this hands-on format where you actually learn by doing it. There's some free presets on there. I'm updating how to EQ your tracks right now with a bunch of hands-on lessons that are super cool. And then we got basic mixing and Escape the 8-bar loop, which also is going to get some more new stuff. I love building these courses. So that is what you can look forward to in your Ableton universe. Oh, Oliver, that was the sound. What? Yeah, it gets lost in the background and in mono. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And if you have any questions, you can find me at steve@mixatexture.com. Hope to see some new people in here in Discord under the new members. Make sure to introduce yourself. Let us know where you're at, what you're doing, and how you plan to ignore the crazy people in here. We have fun in here, but you gotta have a sense of humor. So I think that's gonna be it for this week. Get to my little broadcast stream. Shepard is switching between mono and stereo, always gives a little ear refresher. Yeah, Shepard, your stereo field was amazing in that track today. I really appreciated that. Jeannie, thanks for all the tips. Make sure you launch us off the end of your SoundCloud up into the tree. And I'll catch you all on Saturday. Now I don't want to stop. I hate to turn off a track when it's playing, but sometimes gotta hit the end button. All right, I'm out. Bye.